We are live, or I don't know if the week came. So we are live. I didn't prepare Prati for this.
Yeah.
The week 2 of the IPL is done and dusted, and we are on a Sunday, 11 a.m. live to go through the IPL review. Not a lot of people have joined, like always, because it's a Sunday morning. And if I had the choice, even I wouldn't join it. I'm going to be very honest.
But we will give you better coverage than Star Sports, so you might as well join in.
Yeah, that's true. Unbiased, very critical, and some might not even appreciate it. But that's what we
Extremely
do.
critical,
Yeah.
borderline triggering. But yeah.
Hey, channel 2. Dude, the comments you leave on our channel is incredibly creative.
Awesome
and
stuff.
At this point, we look forward to it. But there's no pressure. Hey, Vignesh. Hello. Hi.
Vignesh.
Vidwan San.
Shrikant, what is up?
Hi, Shrikant. Hi, Vignesh. Hey, you said you're in Canada. What time is it in Canada? Let's find out. I'm going to take Toronto just because. Hey, Pranav.
Easy.
Toronto time. It's 1:30 a.m. Is it?
Not
Damn.
too bad.
Danny, guys, please go easy on SRH, please. It depends on Pratip, to be honest. He's going to talk about SRH. Neural hacks with Vasant.
Nice.
Sam, is that a YouTube channel that you have? Hey, Danny, good morning. Good morning indeed. Can CSK Can CSK still come back?
We
Yeah,
will
we'll
get
talk
into
about
it.
that.
Yeah.
If you guys are joining in for the first time, like the stream. And I mean, even if you're not joining in for the first time, but joining in for the first time in this live today, like the stream, it'll always help us push the live to a lot more people. This is how YouTube works, and unfortunately, we do have to say it.
Shrikant.
And if you guys haven't joined a live before or joining the IPL live for the first time, unlike the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the New Zealand Test Series, the Champions Trophy, we are going to go through each team during the IPL, as in this live, talk about the strengths and weaknesses and how they've done so far. And then there is a crazy stat file. There's a performer of the week. I also feel like we have a youngsters of the week, which I forgot about, but we have it. And then we take questions from you guys. We also have a technical breakdown, something new that a player would have done in that week that we will go through. So there's a lot coming up. There's a lot of hopefully enjoyable things. And if we are talking about your team and if we get too critical, it's not because we have a certain bias. It's just because we love cricket as it is. And we love being critical about the sport.
And we love Indian cricket.
Yes, Jeevan, hi Jeevan. Neural. Yeah, man. I am an AI YouTuber. I teach AI. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
awesome stuff.
great, dude. If you guys want to check him out, please check him out.
I like how I missed the comment. Yeah, Shrikant would like someone like Jaws D92 here. Yeah, sure, Shrikant, you can be the one. You can send us a
don't
super
know
chat.
what-
The MSD stuff.
Oh, yeah. My comments on SRH squad analysis was spot on. Akshay Krishna, no senior viewers don't want to like. Senior viewers. Jeevan
What
Gopi
that
Reddy.
mean?
Is Nitish an adapt T20 batter? Yeah, we'll talk about that. I feel like
An adapt-
Nitish Kumar Reddy is an interesting topic. Age is hitting me so hard, I think the time has come. That was going to do what, dude? Danny, oh god, SRS is gonna get blasted, bro. Not an issue. Right, we have a lot of things to talk about. We will wait for a couple of minutes before we get into everything that we have to get into. If you guys are joining in for the first time, please like the stream. Always allow us to push the stream to a lot more people.
Yep.
But before we talk about the teams itself, let's go over the points table and let's talk about where the teams are.
Well, it's still a very surprising points table because you have Delhi Capitals and the Royal Challengers Bangalore on top. You also have Punjab Kings in the top 4. They've only lost one game. We will get into all of that. But yeah, this is a very bizarre points table to look at. Only Delhi Capitals is unbeaten as of now. Every other team has lost at least one game. That's where it stands.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think anyone would have predicted this points table by the end of week 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the team, because why not? Let's get into the team analysis. Let's start off with the Mumbai Indians. So Mumbai Indians this week, they've had a roller coaster of a ride. Won one, lost one. Their strengths, a lot of people have been criticizing him a lot since the last season. People also say that he hasn't won as many matches for the Mumbai Indians as many as Rohit has won trophies for the Mumbai Indians. Of course, I'm talking about Hardik Pandya. Yes, he's been criticized a lot. His captaincy is a little questionable. But as a bowler, which I think everyone would have been surprised by the end of week 2. He is the best of the lot for Mumbai Indians. Not only is he the highest wicket taker, he also got a fifer, but he also has the best economy as a bowler for the Mumbai Indians. Now that's saying something. And this is overall, I'm talking about the highest wicket taker overall. He got a fifer last week, of course, and best economy overall, not just the second week. And to have an economy of just 7.5, dude, you would take that any day of the week. And Hardik Pandya is doing an excellent job with the ball so far. And I think he's by far gone past the expectations. It's just the losses and his batting that's overshadowing Hardik Pandya, the bowler. And you can't blame that because he's taking on those 3 roles voluntarily. It's not like anyone's put him on gunpoint. But him as a bowler is doing very, very well. The other strength that that's the only strength I could actually think of. Surya Kumar Yadav, he's performed in the last 2 games, especially in the last game. He stepped up. Of course, he got out at what a lot of people might think the wrong moment. But he's been taking responsibility for someone who was out of form and has been out of form for the last couple of months. Surya Kumar Yadav has come into play and he's being able to play. The weaknesses, however, still continue to be the same. I talked about how the opening bowlers, Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt, struggled to take wickets in the first 6 overs. Of course, against KKR, they did take those 4 wickets by the end of the 6 overs. But in the second game, the story was still the same. They didn't take any wickets in the power play. And for the 2 bowlers like these, Trent Bolt and Deepak Chahar, the new ball swinging bowlers, for them not to take any wickets and for Hardik to come into a spell, it becomes a lot more difficult. And I feel like there were a lot more expectations from Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt, saying that they, of course, took 4 wickets by the end of the KKR's power play, which is great. But again, in the next game, no wickets. So that is something they will think about. But the most talking point for Mumbai Indians and the weaknesses is Mitchell Santner. And he hasn't done as expected at all. If anything, it's quite disappointing what he's done. 4 matches, just taken 1 wicket with an economy of 8. Economy of 8 at this day and age with spinners, you might just take it, but just 1 wicket is troublesome because in our pre-IPL analysis, we did talk about how Mitchell Santner is a very underrated buy and he was sold for a very less price. And everyone talked about him, and now everyone's talking about him in terms of how he hasn't stepped up to the mark, isn't performing the way everyone expected him to perform with the bat and the ball. And the other weakness that continues to be a weakness is the Mumbai Indians openers. We did see Rohit Sharma get injured and then not play in the second match. Except for Ryan Rickelton's 62 against KKR, the openers still struggle. And because of which... Hey Shrikant, thank you so much for the super chat. Here comes Sasta Josh. 92. Thank you so much for the super chat. Apart from Ryan Rickelton's 62 against KKR, the openers still struggle because of which Tilak Verma, Surya Kumar Yadav and Ramandeep Singh in the last match had to take a lot more responsibility. And talking about the team combinations, and that's where I'm coming to, is Rohit Sharma, should he continue being dropped? Will Jackson, Ryan Rickelton isn't the worst opening pair. They're extremely powerful and aggressive. I feel like they should get 1 more game unless Rohit wants to come back, and then we'll have to see. But Ryan Rickelton, I feel like will get a long rope. I feel like I have to address this from the last game, but like Tilak Verma getting retired out for someone like a Mitchell Santner, we made a whole reel on this, makes absolute no sense. And for then Hardik Pandya to try getting those 22 runs all by himself by keeping himself on strike didn't make sense at all. But that's where Mumbai Indians at. 1 win, 1 loss.
Cool. Moving from the Mumbai Indians to the Rajasthan Royals, they've had a splendid week. 2 matches, 2 victories for them. And in terms of strengths, it suddenly feels like their entire batting lineup has clicked. Starting off, of course, with Nitish Rana, his move to number 3, getting 81 of 36 deliveries on a pitch where nobody else seemed to be able to see the ball like him. He was seeing it like an absolute beach ball. So I think that's a huge plus. Riyan Parag has got into some kind of form, getting scores of 37 and 43 not out. So that is good. Of course, in the second game that Rajasthan played, Riyan Parag started off pretty scratchy and slow, but from there, the way he accelerated, I think that was really great to watch. Good signs for Rajasthan. Jaiswal also got runs in that second game, scoring a 67 at a decent strike rate of, I want to say, 150 plus. Apart from that, Samson's also got a 38. But I think the biggest strength that has come from this week has to be Jofra Archer, the way he's stepped up for the Rajasthan Royals. And you can see how it's been a domino effect, not only for the bowlers, but also in terms of translating that into victories itself. In terms of figures, Jofra's done pretty well. He's got top spells of 1 for 13 in his 3 overs in that first game, and the second game 3 for 25. He broke the backbone yesterday while playing and of the opposition, and that's ultimately what led to Rajasthan winning the game. But apart from that, pretty much everyone's gotten wickets. Hasranga has got 5 wickets in the last 2 games he's played. Tikshna has also gotten 2 for 26 in the match that he played yesterday. And Sandeep Sharma bowled well in the death against CSK, and yesterday too he had good figures of 2 for 21. So it suddenly feels like all the things are coming together and clicking for the Rajasthan Royals as a unit. So in terms of strengths, I think it's mostly upwards for them. They'll just want to make sure that they continue this kind of momentum. Coming to the weaknesses, however, a little more consistency from the spinners, and this is of course me being extremely critical. They are bowling well, but they are also slightly expensive. So if Tikshna and Hasranga can find a way to also control the runs, then I think it's going to be very tough to beat Rajasthan Royals. And one more thing they'll want to really address is the batting order and the batting positions, because you saw Nitish Rana get runs at number 3. Still in the game yesterday they had him bat at number 4, and Dhruv Jurel, I feel he's in really good nick, but he's batting extremely low. So they'll have to see how they're going to tinker around with that batting lineup and probably have something concrete going into the mid-season.
Now going from the Rajasthan Royals to the favorite team I like talking about, the Chennai Super Kings. Let's start off with the strengths before I go on a rant. But they played 2 matches this week, lost both, and it didn't seem like they were going to win at any stage. The strengths, Khalil Ahmed, he continues to be very, very impressive. Taken 4 wickets in 2 matches with an economy of around 7.5, which is very, very impressive. Another, I think the biggest buy of the auction and the most unexpected, not the most unexpected, but unexpected for a lot of people, Noor Ahmed. He's picked up 10 wickets with an economy of 7.8 across 4 matches that they have played. 4 matches? Yeah, the 4 matches that they have played. Economy of 7.8, 10 wickets, playing 4 matches. Everything's working for him, regardless of where he's playing. Of course, most of the matches have been in Chepauk or like Guwahati. But he has been doing very, very well. And for him and Khalil Ahmed to be able to get those wickets, I feel like that way, Chennai, while bowling, look at least decent until Ashwin and Jadeja come and leak a lot of runs and get a wicket or 2. But let's talk about the weaknesses. And this is the real issue, right? The openers in the 2 matches, they've only scored a total of 39 runs. First it was Devon Conway, first it was Tripathi and Rachin Ravindra. Then Tripathi gets dropped for Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra, which I think is the way to go forward. They should give them a couple more matches. If not, just Ruturaj should just open. Like, he should just open at this point, score runs up the top. But that's something for them to figure out. Yeah, but let's talk about the weaknesses in terms of the batting, and that is just no one in the middle order to do anything about the game. Like, they don't have a Miller, they don't have, I don't know, a Rutherford. They don't have anyone. They don't have a Tewatia in the middle order to be able to take the attack to the opposition. We saw Vijay Shankar, we have seen Deepak Hooda, we have seen Jadeja. An experiment that I will never ever understand, an experiment that I don't know how long will they continue for. Why is Jadeja batting in the middle? Why does he come number 4, number 5? Like, we've seen Jadeja do this for the Chennai Super Kings. He was successful at one point. It's been a long while since he's been successful, and I don't know why they're sticking with him. He can easily come down the order. They can push up, batter up. They can do all of this, but no, they have to stick with Jadeja in the middle. We talked about this in the Chennai Super Kings video last Friday. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. But Chennai Super Kings management seems so stubborn right now that it reflects in their losses. They are those, it's like one of those teams that did well, and for like they're one of the most successful teams in the IPL, because of which they're so stubborn to change their ways, and because of that we see them playing the way they are right now, and because of that they are losing the way they are right now. Talking about MS Dhoni, like, I don't really want to talk about him because we have made an entire video about him, but is he good enough to play right now in the 11? Absolutely not.
Ashwin's frustration was very evident there. But yeah, moving from the Chennai Super Kings to another franchise that I know a lot of you will want us to talk about and want our opinion on, the Sunrisers Hyderabad. They've got 2 losses this week. Suddenly, there's all these memes around Pat Cummins being silenced and the batting lineup going absolutely bonkers. Firstly, coming to the silver lining in these 2 losses, I want to talk about the strengths. Aniket Verma stood out, obviously. In last week, he scored 74 of 41. I want to say 76. Maybe I typoed that. But yeah, apart from that, Zishan Ansari has got 3 for 42 and 1 for 25. Quite the revelation for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. But in the 2 games that they have played, honestly, these are the only 2 strengths that have stood out, and they'll hope that their youngsters can continue to put in the performances while the top order sorts it out. Coming to the weaknesses, slam bam cricket is not working. I don't know what it is, but the Sunrisers Hyderabad either have been figured out by the bowling lineups of the oppositions, or they're simply not having a good time, and all of their batters have together gone out of form, especially at the top of the innings. No runs for Abhishek, Travis, Ishan Kishan. They're all struggling. By the time Hendrik Klaasen comes in and gets that 30 odd, it's not relevant enough to be able to contribute to a huge score, which is where the SRH lineup is struggling with the bat. But yeah, apart from that, what else do we got? The bowlers are also continuing to struggle. Last week we did talk about how some of the bowlers were doing well. Mohammad Shami, in fact, had a couple of decent spells, I want to say, but collectively as a bowling unit, they've struggled. Adam Zampa, who they would have wanted so much more from, was expensive in those first 2 games, and then after that he just did not get to bowl anymore. So clearly, because of the fact that they've been affected by these losses, there's also been a lot of changing. They've moved on also to the bowlers Vian Mulder and Zishan Ansari. Srikanth, thanks for the super chat. SRH is playing to plant more trees, eco warriors. I mean, we can say that. But yeah, and okay, so one interesting thing was that Kamindu Mendes came in, and although he didn't do much with the bat, he balled 1 over, he got a wicket, gave away just 4 runs. Maybe there's something there, I don't know. But yeah, there's just because of the amount of losses, I think there is so much uncertainty in the lineup in general, both with the bat and with the ball. They also don't have their 4th and 5th bowlers sorted, so that is something they will want to look at.
Now let's go from the Sunrisers Hyderabad to the Lucknow Supergiants. They do have a lot of positives. They played 2 matches this week, lost one, won one. The top 3 and 4 continue to score a lot of runs. Mitchell Marsh, Pooran, and Aiden Markram. Aiden Markram scoring in the last game, or the one before that actually. But yeah, the top 3 or 4 continuing to score a lot of runs, which is great for them. Ayush Badoni coming into play. He was always a good player in the last couple of seasons, and he's showing that this season. He scored 71 in the 2 games with a strike rate of 141, doing exactly what they need, what the Lucknow need from him in that middle order. So again, the top 4-5 doing really well. In the last week, I criticized the spinners, talking about how they hardly got any wickets and conceding a lot of runs, except this time around they have Digvesh Rathi. In the 2 matches that he did play, he's bowled 8 overs. 8 overs, 3 wickets, with an economy of around 6. So he's bowled 8 overs in those 2 matches, picked up 3 wickets with an economy of 6. Not conceding a lot of runs and picking up wickets. It's exactly what he needs and the Lucknow needs. Something that I will, however, talk about is the demerit points he's been getting for the celebration. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, how soft can the game get? He's doing nothing to begin with. Yet he's getting demerit points. Yet he's continuing the celebrations. I hope he continues to do that this week. Good on him. Now let's talk about the weaknesses, and there is one apparent weakness, and that's Goenka and Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant hasn't scored much at all. If anything, Shardul Thakur in the last 2 games has outscored Rishabh Pant, which says something about your captain, the wicketkeeper, and the white ball player that Rishabh Pant is. Something to think about. Talking about Shardul Thakur, he also hasn't really done well in the last 2 games. Of course, he had a splendid first 2 games, but the next 2 games hasn't really gone his way. He's bowled 7 overs in the last 2 games, conceded 79 runs, which is more than 10 runs per over, with just 1 wicket. So, Shardul Thakur, I mean, he's had a good first week. Hopefully he has a good 3rd week for his own sake. But yeah, that's about it for Lucknow Supergiants, the captain and Goenka.
Yeah, cool. Next we move to the Punjab Kings. They've played 3 games, unlike a lot of franchises that have played their 4 matches. Punjab, 2 wins overall, 1 loss. This week they had 1 win, 1 loss. Nothing alarming. They still look a very confident side. Most importantly, they look like a side that has great intent, so that's one thing to watch out for. In terms of performances, Shreyas Iyer, of course, 52 not out once again. Even yesterday, Shreyas Iyer, the way he started against Jofra Archer, guys, my camera has stopped, guys. I'm back. Yeah. Shreyas Iyer getting 52 not out of 30, and yesterday the way he started against the Rajasthan Royals against Jofra Archer, it looked like he would take the game away. Unfortunate that he got out, got into a little bit of a pickle with the short ball, and then the next one got him bowled. But apart from that, the Punjab Kings have looked good with the bat. Prabh Simran also getting amongst the runs, getting a 69, which obviously got him the man of the match, got Punjab Kings home. But someone I do want to talk about a little bit more is Nihal Vadera. He's starting to show the kind of potential that he's had not fully realized at the Mumbai Indians. And from there, the last two games that he's played, he's got scores of 43 and 62, which is great signs for the Punjab Kings. All of their Indian batters are firing, and it's honestly very heartening to see, especially as someone who's a fan of Indian cricket and a supporter of Indian cricket. So that's good. In terms of with the ball, Arshdeep Singh's got 3 for 43 and 1 for 35. He continues to get the wickets. He is obviously slightly expensive, but without a doubt, he is your strike bowler. He is getting you wickets. Along with that, Loki Ferguson has also been doing really well. He's been able to use his pace to great effect, but along with his pace, he's also been able to identify which pitches to be able to ball slow ball cutters on. And I think he's done that really well. He's got figures of 1 for 26 and 2 for 37. So I think these two in the fast bowling unit have been doing well, and these are strengths that Punjab Kings will hope to build on. Coming to the weaknesses, however, Priyansh Arya after that first game has had a bit of a lean patch, 2 matches where he's not got scores. Honestly, I think with Ricky Ponting as a coach and Shreyas Iyer as a captain, they're going to back him for at least half the season. They're not going to be too concerned about how he goes. But for his sake, he will want to make his innings count. He will want to maybe even take some time and then get in and score those runs. Apart from that, Glenn Maxwell and Marcus Stoinis are yet to step up. That is something that if it clicks for the Punjab Kings, it is going to be great time for them in this IPL. They already have the intent. They have the Indian batter scoring. So this one place is what needs a little bit of fixing. And lastly, probably the biggest thing for this franchise is Yuzvendra Chahal not performing right now. He's been very expensive. He's not particularly getting the wickets. So if he can step it up, yeah. But if he can step it up and he can come to the party, then this Punjab Kings lineup looks very threatening to challenge that IPL trophy.
Let's go from the Punjab Kings to the Gujarat Titans, who only played one game. They played in Chinnaswamy in Bangalore against the RCB and won that game very, very nicely. Siraj, the top performer with the ball on that day. Of course, it was almost like a homecoming for both Siraj and Prasidh Krishna, and they are the positives for the week. Prasidh Krishna had an outstanding 3-over spell. 4th over, he of course leaked a few runs, but that's fine. He did fantastic in the first 3 overs, and then Prasidh Krishna. And then Siraj, he picked up 3 wickets for 14, which is great. It was so many conversations about how Siraj hasn't done well. He's struggling to do well. In the first week, he did struggle. I mean, in the first match especially. Second match, he did quite well. Third match in Bangalore, he did extremely well. So for them to step up, especially in Bangalore, was nice to see. What will be interesting, of course, is consistently, like we always talk about, to see if how Siraj and Prasidh Krishna go about. Ishant Sharma does take a wicket here or two, but also leaks a few runs. But the real positive will continue to be the top 4. Butler, Sai Sudarshan, Shubman Gill, who's yet to score a big run, and Rutherford. Rutherford isn't good. Yeah, he's in Gujarat. I got confused. But yeah, Shubman Gill, as the captain and as an opener, he would want to score big. He's still waiting for that big score. But still, the top 4 is very, very solid. And the other couple of positives, I think, is I talked about this last week too. Hey, Rahul Guradia, who will win the race today? Please talk about F1. Thank you so much for the super chat. Not that I chat. Guys, if you think I'm being snarky, it's because he's a friend. But thanks, Rahul. Anyway, talking about the positives and other positives, I think, good lord. Rahul, again, thank you so much for the super chat. Reminds me of uncles in apartment who take your bat while playing and you don't get to bat. I mean, fair enough. I don't blame you. Talking about the other Gujarat Titan positives, I think is Sai Kishore. That man has been doing so well. Every match, he picks up wickets, is economical, and there's no way you can replace him at this point. He is the standout bowler for Gujarat Titans and will continue to be. We talked about this. Again, it's about consistency. But The major positive for Gujarat Titans, I talked about this last week again, is the fact that various bowlers in various moments are stepping up. They're not dependent on one person to get those wickets, because everyone who comes in wants to be that attacking bowler, wants to take those wickets, and that is something working for the Gujarat Titans. One weakness, and I want to point this out, is Rashid Khan, and he's had an abysmal season so far. I say this because he's played 3 matches with an economy of 11.2, just taking 1 wicket. So he's only taken 1 wicket across 3 matches, giving away runs at 11 runs per over, which is insane when you think about Rashid Khan, the bowler. So they will need him to step up, because they will also need him with the bat. And what will be interesting is, if Rashid Khan continues to have a poor season, will they look to drop him at some point? Because you have someone like a Washington Sundar. Not saying he could do the job like Rashid Khan, but it's something to ponder upon. Another weakness, and this is just me being critical, is in the first week, the Gujarat Titans middle order didn't really perform, and in the second week, they didn't get any game time. So going into the third week, the middle order will be under the radar if the top order fails to perform in one odd game. Again, Rahul, thank you so much for the super chat.
Cool. Coming to RCB, but before that, I need you guys to like the stream. Whoever's joining in, we're covering every IPL team, and then we will get your questions as well. So don't leave the chat.
And not Formula One, Rahul.
Yeah, not Formula 1. This is cricket. This is IPL. But yeah, coming to the Royal Challengers Bangalore, they played just one match this week, lost that game. The only strengths for them this week, obviously, it was one game. There's not much I can say. But despite the fact that their top order kind of failed in that game, they got runs from Livingston, Jitesh, as well as Tim David, which is great signs for RCB, because they picked a lineup that can start strong and also finish strong. Last time, the finishing was where they were lacking. And for Jitesh to get 33 and Tim David to get 32 not out, it's a huge thing. Irrespective of the result of that match, just moving forward into the season, that's a great sign. Not only that, Bhuvneshwar Kumar was brilliant with the ball, getting 1 for 23, which means that now you have Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Josh Hazelwood, as well as Krunal Pandya in decent bowling form. And that's where we actually go to the weaknesses, which is RCB's 4th and 5th bowlers. You have 3 bowlers who are firing for them. Obviously, a couple of them can be expensive, but they're getting you wickets every game consistently. And that means that if they can sort out the 4th and 5th bowler, then RCB also are looking like a very decent lineup to be able to challenge all of the teams in the IPL. But one more thing is that Devdutt Padikkal really needs to get some runs. He's been struggling in all of the games that he has played, and if he can get runs, it just takes so much pressure off the openers, and then it makes it so much easier for the middle order and the finishers to come in and get those big scores. But that's it for RCB.
Going from the RCB to the unbeaten Delhi the unbeaten Delhi Capitals. They won 2 games. They played 2 games this week, won 2 games. They look like a team in hot form. The strengths, of course, Mitchell Starc, something that surprises me, to be honest. But in 2 matches that he's played, picked up 6 wickets. In one of those games, he picked up a 5-er. He's one of the contenders for the top performer of the week, so good on him. Someone who's gone under the radar, like someone who's not talked about enough, according to us. Someone who I don't think the commentators praise enough. It's easy to criticize him when he doesn't do well, but when he does well, no one talks about is Kuldeep Yadav. He's been doing extremely well. In the 2 matches that he did play this week, picked up 4 wickets. In fact, if you look at the top wicket takers for the Delhi Capitals, he's played 3 matches, picked up 6 wickets. He's not the top wicket taker. He's the second most wicket taker for the Delhi Capitals. But he's picked up 6 wickets with an economy of just 6. He's only given 6 runs per over in 3 matches. I mean, on average. If you look at the others as compared to his contemporaries in the team, he is the best by far. And I don't think Kuldeep Yadav is talked about enough, and I think he should be talked about enough. Even we are guilty of it. We haven't really made a reel on Kuldeep Yadav. But he's doing extremely well, and we are talking about him now. He's bowling his line and lengths very well, using up his variation. I think he's bowling a lot better than he did in the Champions Trophy. I think his action and his flow and his stride looks a lot more stronger than it did in the Champions Trophy, which is really good to see. If you do want something technical on him, we can always talk about that. Abhishek Porel in the middle order has been a huge strength, scoring 77 runs in those 2 matches with an which is strike rate of 176. He came into play yesterday, helping K. I felt like he was the best partner for KL Rahul, just taking the attack from ball 1. And Abhishek Porel, being a youngster that he is, it's good to see him perform. And Faf and Rahul Faf in the first game that they played, earlier this week scored a 50. KL Rahul yesterday while opening scored a 50. A lot of people praised KL Rahul for the way he batted. I also think it was because of the I mean, of course, he batted extremely well, taking nothing away from him. But it's the perfect combination for him to play in because of the middle order and the top order that Delhi Capitals have. He can play the way he wants to with batters like Abhishek Purell, Tristan Stubbs, Akshar Patel, all of these guys batting around him. It's only good to see KL Rahul bat the way he's doing. Something that I do want to talk about in terms of weakness is Fraser McGurk. He's still struggling and finding it way too hard for him to get going. In the first match of the last week, he had a steady anchor role of 30 odd runs, which surprised me quite a bit. But in the second game yesterday, of course, he got duck out. And so, how is he really doing? And then when we talk about the bowlers, right, Mitchell Stark, Kuldeep Yadav have been doing well, but I feel like someone like a Mukesh Kumar has been struggling a lot, giving away a lot of runs. He's only picked up 1 wicket in those 2 games and giving away a lot of runs, not really threatening with the ball, especially with the new ball. If you're opening with someone like a Mitchell Stark, you gotta be up there, and Mukesh Kumar hasn't been really doing that.
Well, I want to start talking about KKR, but the chat is absolutely killing me. So keep that up, guys. Talk a little bit of cricket, not just your breakfast. But yeah, coming to the Kolkata Knightriders, this week was interesting for them. 1 win, 1 loss. I think their biggest strength and like this falls right in my alley of supporting young Indian cricketers has been Ankush Raghuvanshi. He's got scores of 26 and 50. Coming in at number 4, number 5, he's becoming that batting nucleus. He's becoming that anchor for the KKR. I know it's T20 cricket. I know there's a lot of things that people say about anchoring in batting. But I think Ankush Raghuvanshi has done such a good job in just being able to hold the batting lineup together, to be able to bat with a top order batter, and also for him, and also for the middle order and the lower middle order to come in later, and for him to still be there, take the pressure off them, let them get in and be able to take the attack to the opposition. I think it's great signs for KKR for their future. Maybe not just this season, but he is going to be there for a long while. Apart from that, Venkatesh Iyer's got runs. He's got a 60. Rinku Singh also got a 32, which is great signs that will help boost their morale. And also from a finishing point of view, finally it's clicking for them, and this is something that was lacking from that first week. Apart from that, Varun Chakravarti looks extremely solid. He's got figures of 0 for 12 and 3 for 22. Vaibhav Arora also getting amongst the wickets, getting 3 for 29 in that victory that the KKR got. So that's on the strengths. Coming to the weaknesses, I think the batting order just needs to be a little more consistent. After Quinton de Kock got that 97 not out in the first week, he's not performed in any of the games. Sunil Narayan too has been hot and cold at the top of the order, and that's generally been the case for the top 4 of KKR. If those guys can click, it'll be great for KKR, and this is it on the 10 teams of the IPL.
Let's talk about the told you, so don't worry. Rahul will be back. Don't worry, guys. He'll probably be back. Yeah, let's talk about the told you. So I think something we did talk about in a pre-analysis before the IPL started is how the Gujarat Titans have the best top 3 and 4, and they evidently do. Statistically, they do have the best 3-4 in this IPL. Everyone's been scoring. Again, like I said, Shubman Gill may not have been scoring big, but Sai Sudarshan, Joss Butler, Rutherford, and even Gill, the way they start off in the power play and then just extend their prowess in the T20 innings, I think that has been going extremely well. So that is a told you so segment. Now let's talk about the weeks. Do we have a weeks, Youngster Pratip?
Yeah, we'd. Okay, I didn't know you banned Rahul. Cool, but coming to the young performer, it's okay, guys. We're probably going to meet Rahul after this. We'll give him a hug. It's fine. Young performer of the week. Again, it speaks so much about Mumbai Indians' scouting. Mumbai Indians, like, let's just take a moment to appreciate Mumbai Indians, the scouts. Sure. They've already launched like 3 youngsters in this IPL who've come in and absolutely like done so well. And that's also a young performer of the week. It's Ashwani Kumar, who got 4 for 24 in the 3 overs that he bowled. Now, here's something I want to read, right? So this is an excerpt from, I want to say, Hindustan Times or Sports Star Hindu. I'm forgetting which one. But yeah, despite having played in 2 Ranji Trophy matches, last played in 2022, 3 Vijay Hazare Trophy games, last played again in 2022, and 4 Syed Mushtaq Ali matches in 2024 for Punjab, Ashwani had never picked up more than 3 wickets in any format. Damn. So from there, for the Mumbai Indians to still scout him, pick him on the basis of something they definitely saw, from there, for him to be able to come into a mad crunch game, so much pressure, and to get 4 wickets, it says something about the scouts and also why we've picked him as the young performer of the week.
There you go. That's the young performer of the week. We have a top performer today. So first of all, we on a WhatsApp channel.
And our YouTube
Oh,
community
both?
post. Yeah.
Oh, both were the same results.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, we did miss Hardik Pandya and his fifer.
Sorry.
Yeah, apologies from that. But on a WhatsApp channel, at least the highest voter, or not voter, votes
Going
was
to-
for Mohammad Siraj. But the performer of the week for us is
Nitish Rana, because I am a Rajasthan Royals supporter. No, I'm kidding. It's because he scored 81 of 36 when literally no one would have expected him to
Yeah.
come out with that kind of performance. Batted 2 games at 4,
yes,
came in at number 3 after that.
yeah.
Just clicked.
Yeah,
But
just
those
clicked,
2
yeah.
games got just 19 runs with an average of 9.5. Ashwin, what do you have to say about that
I
now?
think it's a lot of that, and I don't think anyone expected that kind of
Yeah,
innings from
yeah.
him. It's that. Of course, Mohammad Siraj did well, but he only got a 3 for. I mean, Mitchell Stark got a 5 for. If your reason is that Siraj came back to Bangalore and got a 3 for, then we would be an Indian Idol show. But we are not. Nitish Rana, what happened?
Rahul Goradi has joined from another account.
Guys, no,
Nice, keep it coming.
yeah, go on. Might as well. At this point, I've given up. But then, yeah, Nitish Rana scoring those runs at number 3 did extremely well. And yeah, I think also why he is our top performer of the week. Not expected from him. Batted number 3. Ara pushed him up top and did very well. And I think there's not much to say about him. Except that yesterday he batted number 4. Which made absolute no sense
Yeah,
to me. If
yeah.
your batter is batting well at number 3, get him at number 3. But go on.
Vignesh Ram is saying let's celebrate the bowlers, which is why we gave the young performer of the week to the bowlers. But yeah, bowlers have been doing well, no doubt about it. In fact, the crazy stat file is about a bowler. Again, it's Ashwani Kumar. It was the best spell by an Indian debutant in the IPL. Once again, his figures 4 for 24 in 3 overs. This is the best that an Indian bowler has done on debut in IPL's history. Second stat obviously has to be about Mahendra Singh Dhoni, because we love talking about Dhoni. Cool. So this is the stat. The last time Dhoni hit a boundary in an IPL winning run chase was on April 21st, 2022. That's right. It's been almost 3 years. April 21st, 2022 was the last time Dhoni hit a boundary in a winning cause. Since then, he's hit 30 boundaries in 8 chases, all of them leading to defeats. Now, this was from Cricketing View. We'll leave his Twitter down in the description. But yeah, that's the stat.
Let's talk about the technical takeaway. There was something that Sai Kishore did this week in that one match that he played where he got Krunal Pandya out with the carom ball. And that is something very new from Sai Kishore. We've seen the carom ball before. We've seen it even before Ashwin came onto the scene. But for Sai Kishore to do that is very, very impressive. He talked about how he's been practicing it for a while and he thought he's ready to do it. There are a lot of different ways to release the carom ball. You could either flick it off your middle finger. Right. We should do this. We could either flick it off the middle finger, which is very unconventional, and you need to have strong fingers. Or, if this is the back of the hand, you could spin it sideways. So you're almost spinning it. It's almost like a leg spinner, but you're using your middle finger for it, and you're spinning it sideways and you release it. A lot of different ways to do the carom ball, but these are the 2 mostly popular ways. When I bowl, I usually just flick it and it works out. But yeah, I think those are 2 possible ways to bowl the carom ball. Of course, there are multiple ways to do it, but these are the 2 most popular ways to do it. I think something that's very impressive is for Sai Kishore to be able to bring it out during the IPL, and for him to do that, for him to continue learning and growing. Good on him. Oh, we have a super chat by Srikanth. Mumbai scouts to players be like, Sadak se.
सड़क से उठा के स्टार बना दूंगा तुझको.
Fair.
Quite
that's
real.
almost exactly what the Mumbai Indians scouts do.
Yeah.
Right, that's been the recap. That's been everything that we had to talk about today.
Guys, like the goddamn stream. Why are there no more viewers? Yeah. But yeah, start leaving your questions. We'll take a few
Couple
questions.
of questions before we head out.
Yeah.
But yeah, channel 2, Ira. Oh. Yeah, Ira, you're here. Yeah, there have been like a ton of early wickets in this IPL. Rahul is MSD and Akshay is his Raidu. Damn. I like that. Vignesh, Ravi Ashwin is playing for CSK for nostalgia effect. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think there was any
I
other
feel
reason.
like this time CSK's auctions and everything was just at brand. Like, how can we
Yeah.
maximize the revenue for this year before Dhoni retires?
Yeah. Will CSK be better off defending a total since they have a good bowling lineup? I think the spin choking will be more effective.
I think CSK will be better off if they get someone explosive in their batting lineup.
Yeah, but for now, you're right. How can CSK come back? I think that is one way to go forward. To bat first, to score how much ever they can score. I think Vijay Shankar and MS Dhoni's and all of that would do better batting first rather than chasing, and I think they should do that. And yes, defend totals. Jeevan Gopi Reddy, your take on Tilak Verma's batting.
I think people are reacting too quickly to Tilak Verma. He's literally come off a golden T20 season where he got
Correct.
4 straight centuries. So for him to struggle in one odd innings, I think is fine. If he struggled for the 3 matches, Ashwin, you're covering Mumbai Indians. I'm not following them,
No.
but like
Sorry.
the point is that it's too early to judge someone like Tilak Verma who's come off a brilliant T20 season. I'm sure he'll step it up. If you're specifically talking about the retired out thing, it didn't make sense because there was no batter left to come for Mumbai Indians. You would have rather taken that chance with Tilak Verma, or you would have retired him out much earlier if you wanted to do something else.
You know what? It's not the first time we've seen batters struggle in the middle and be able to hit in the last over. We saw Tewatia do that last year and last year. So I didn't understand Mumbai Indians management. First of all, it's not like the captain himself hasn't done that. Like Hardik Pandya has struggled in the middle over sometimes, and then taken off at the end. I didn't understand the mindset. It's a brave decision, and I would have backed it up if the person walking in was a batter, or if the person walking in was someone who Hardik Pandya would give strike to.
Yeah.
Both didn't happen, so what's the point? Should KKR change its opening order?
That's a good question. The only thing with that is if they do that, it might mess with the balance of the squad. Like if you're telling me that they'll bat Sunil Narayan at whatever, 6 or 8, whatever, and they have to get in another player to come in and open, then that messes with their balance. But if you're talking about just moving around the batting order, that's an option they could explore. Rahane could even possibly come in and open.
True.
Yeah.
Channel 2, what you said is true. Retiring guy at 25 of 23 when Hardik was 11 of 17 2 games ago is diabolical. True. I mean, you also have to look at the situation, but I agree, dude. EXE. Is Rashid Khan washed or just out of form? I think him coming out of an injury has done a lot to his shoulder. And a lot of people, especially the commentators, assume that because of his shoulder injury, he's not the bowler that he was. I haven't really done much technical analysis.
You know,
on it
if
per
we
se.
did have access to Hawkeye data, which we might be able to, we'll check. But it might be interesting to see if that shoulder injury has messed up his speeds,
Correct.
which in turn makes him less potent.
Do you think KL should be opening this IPL? Given Sanju Samson and Abhishek are not consistent. Well, you have Yashasvi Jaiswal. Well, you have a lot of other options. KL Rahul in the T20 format, I think,
Far away.
is far away. Yeah. Why not question? Arey, you can question. Hey boys, how important is captaincy in games? Like, do bowlers just get wickets and look aggressive, or there's genuine planning? Like, I'm sure every team has plans. What is the difference in a good captain? That is a good question.
That's a great question. Thanks for the super chat.
Hey, thank you so much for the super chat. That's Canadian
one.
dollars, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
But yeah, coming to the
captain.
point on captaincy, there's 2 aspects, right? One thing is obviously doing all of your homework on each bowler, on each batter, being a bowler, and then being able to execute those plans is 2 different things. Like you can, as a captain, know exactly what you want from your bowler, but if your bowler is not going to execute on the given day, then you look bad as a captain. So it is a combination of both of those things. And is there more to the question?
I think something else that is very intuitive is something that captaincy brings out is intuition and what you do on the field. Because you can plan whatever you want on the day, but Virat Kohli on one day, as much as he might struggle against spinners, might just take off against the spinners on that particular day. And so then what do you do as a captain is what makes the difference. Captaincy in T20 format exposes you quite a bit because you can either stick to one plan and that is it, and either win or lose a game as a bowling unit, or be able to switch up plans and be able to adapt to what the batter is doing. And if you are able to do that, you come out as a good captain. If you're not, like Pratap said, you don't come out as a good captain. Ira asked a question and then deleted. Nice.
Anikesh asked
What should CSK do to get into winning track?
Srikanth.
Please don't be hard on 26-year-old youngster Rashid Khan. Side note, how can RCB make Chinnaswamy a fortress like CSK did for this season? For this season. First of all, thank you so much for the super chat.
Okay, cool. So we'll take both the questions. Obviously, firstly, in terms of what CSK should do, we know their strengths is their spinning department. We know Chepauk is a ground that aids spin.
True.
We know that Chepauk is also ground that aids fast bowlers up front. And basically, it's that CSK want to be able to focus on their strengths by batting first. They will be able to focus on at least being able to defend totals because chasing is not working for them. Their intent is clearly not there. So, in terms of what they can do, is just back their strengths, honestly.
Dude, channel 2. I don't know who you are, but I think you should have your own YouTube channel, is what I think. The comments that you have, I'm sure I would see a long form video of you talking. I'll say that. Vignesh Ram, CSK is going to have 2022 timeline this time. We'll find out. It'll be interesting. Did you talk about how RCB can
No,
make
that's what
Chinnaswamy?
yeah. Srikanth, how RCB can make Chinnaswamy a fortress?
Is to first of all know that wicket, because after the first game, Andy Flower said, "Oh, this is not the wicket that we expected." Well, you've been playing there, but
I think they just honestly, it's a batting game there. Like you can ball, you can try and ball well, but because of how small Chinnaswamy is, you are going to get tonked at the end of the day.
True.
So they've done that this season. I mean, they've bought the right people to strengthen their batting lineup. They're finishing their middle order. So their batsmen just have to keep clicking and hope that they make huge runs every time they come out at Chinnaswamy. Josh Hazelwood, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Krunal Pandya are already in great bowling form. Just sort out your next two bowlers. Try and have your fourth and fifth bowlers give less than 10 runs per over, and I think RCB should be sorted. It's a lot easier to say than to actually do, but that's the only way to continuously win at the Chinnaswamy.
True. Ira asks an interesting question. Why every team is choosing to bowl first when teams chasing or losing every match? Which is technically on the rise. Like, she's along the lines of being, which they are along the lines of being true. In the last 4 games, batting first has won. I don't know who's won the toss, though. But that's interesting. I don't think it's a trend. I think chasing is fine.
Yeah.
I just feel like it depends on the ground and the pitch. I feel like Chennai has got it wrong more often than not, and they again in the press conference talk about, hey, we don't have home advantage. We don't know what the pitch is going to do, which I think is bollocks.
Yeah.
But I don't think chasing is a bad idea. I just think it depends on the conditions and the kind of pitch you're playing at.
Srikanth, Chinnaswamy is a poop ground even for traveling for the game and afterwards.
What should CSK do to get wins? And Anikesh, we did talk about this, what CSK needs to do to win games. We talked about this previously. We'll put timestamps on our lives.
Back their spinners. Their spinners.
Yeah. We did talk about. We'll take a couple more questions before we leave. CSK should go hard in the power play. That's how they can win. Absolutely. If they want Dhoni to play, I think it's not the worst idea to get him to open. Akshay Krishnan. Can we shift to Mysore or something? I don't know if Mysore has an international stadium, does it? Abhinav does. After his captaincy stint is over, for what exactly is Rohit getting 16 crores? For he has never been a great IPL batter, and Hardik even has his own captaincy style. But has Hardik won the number of games as Rohit won titles for the Mumbai Indians? That's the question. Yeah. But I mean, Rohit getting all that money is because Rohit the Indian player, and then Rohit the brand value, and then Rohit the captain. And you imagine Mumbai Indians dropping Rohit, the riots that people might think about.
Yeah.
Jeevan Gopi Reddy, which teams do you think at the moment are going to make the playoffs? Let's finish off with this. 4 teams for the playoffs. Pradip, pick your 4 teams.
I'm going to say Punjab, Rajasthan, RCB, and Delhi.
Alright, these are the 4 teams that might make to the playoffs. This has been our live on a Sunday morning. We will go live again next Sunday to talk about what's been up this week, the next week in the IPL. Any local ground is better than Chinnaswamy. I'm just a hater of the ground.
Hey, it's not that bad to play in.
Pradip's laid on the ground. Update on Bumrah. I'm a little confused by this because Hardik said Bumrah looks like he's getting ready soon and all of that. But a couple of days before, there was a report saying hopefully they get 3 test matches with Bumrah in England, which made me think that he's out of the IPL and the first 2 test matches. So I'm not really sure on Bumrah.
He is balling in the NCAA. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out. But yes, thank you guys so much for joining us. It is a Sunday morning, a very lazy Sunday morning. Except we do have 2 blockbuster games. One blockbuster game. Shrikant, again, thank you so much. A last super chat
Hey,
for fun.
very
Thanks
sweet
so
of
much,
you,
man.
Shrikant. Thank
You've
you.
been very sweet today, and we appreciate that a lot. Talking about the one blockbuster game that we have.
Yeah.
It's Mumbai Indians versus the RCB. What a game to watch out for. I hope I'm right. Is it? Oh, no, it's not Mumbai Indians. It's SRH and Gujarat Titans. I apologize.
Oh.
It's SRH and Gujarat Titans. Still a game to watch for. I'm surprised they've scheduled a Mumbai RCB on a Monday night. But that's that. Shrikant, again, thank you so much for the super chat, all you Rahul lovers. I mean, come back.
Not even KL Rahul, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We put out videos every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So there will be a video coming out day after tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow and day after also.
Yeah, that's true. And Friday. And we put out reels every day. So if you haven't followed us on our socials, do that. If you haven't followed our WhatsApp channel, do that too.
Definitely.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you a lot. Bye bye.
Peace.
Oh shit.
Peace.
Bye bye.